The bacteria Neisseria meningitidis cause meningococcal infection, which can lead to deadly defeat of the mucous membrane of nasorolevu, as well as the membranes of the brain and spinal cord. Carriers of infection are 5–10% of adults. Usually the bacteria Neisseria meningitidis are living in nasorolevu person. Bacteria, as the doctors, are transmitted during oral sex. A close relative Neisseria meningitidis is the causative agent of gonorrhea as Neisseria gonorrhoeae. In 2015, the United States was the selected strain of Neisseria, as the result of genetic recombination of DNA from both bacteria. This type of infection caused the outbreak of the disease in several U.S. cities in 2015. One study examines the cases of inflammation of the urethra caused by meningococcal bacteria. It was about a specific group of men. According to the researchers, the infection passed on during oral sex. Scientists have determined that the DNA strain that caused the outbreak of the disease in several U.S. cities in 2015 was formed by genetic recombination with a similar infection, gonococcus, which is the causative agent of gonorrhea. The 5 types of Neisseria meningitidis cause most of the cases of disease worldwide. Fortunately, there are 2 vaccines that are effective against all 5 types of bacteria. Gentium mycoplasma, Mycoplasma genitalium, is one of the smaller size of bacteria, but caused by the disease are among the most dangerous infections, sexually transmitted diseases. Most often, the infection is asymptomatic. You may experience symptoms characteristic of gonorrhea or chlamydia, an inflammation of the cervix or the urethra. Since women have this infection can cause inflammation of the pelvic organs, the consequences of infection can be severe, in particular infertility, miscarriage, premature births and non-viable pregnancy when the fetus dies inside of a woman. Although condoms protect from this infection, doctors are concerned that bacteria Mycoplasma genitalium actively developing resistance to antibiotics, such as azithromycin and doxycycline. My concern is that the microorganism produces greater resistance against the action of antibiotics, and the infection is becoming more common, says Matthew Golden, director of the program on HIV and STDs in Seattle and King County. According to the researchers, in these cases the bacteria are transmitted during anal or oral sex. With the advent of new ways of distribution of infection was recorded outbreaks of the disease around the world. Demeter Daskalakis, a representative of the Department of Health of New York, says that the disease is sexually transmitted also becomes resistant to antibiotics, in particular azithromycin used to treat gonorrhea. The disease may resemble inflammation of the intestines and cause chronic and significant violations of its work, for example, to the formation of fistulas or narrowing of the intestine. Over the past 10 years, lymphogranuloma venereum has become a fairly common disease in Europe and North America. As a rule, the disease is diagnosed in gay and bisexual men. According to doctors, the use of condoms reduces the risk of contracting the disease. Village treatment involves antibiotics, e.g., doxycycline, for 3 weeks.